Yeah, we're recording.
We're recording now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Coming to you from the inner sanctum of the Big Blue House in the middle of nowhere. This is so
Paranormal.
paranormal adventures. Yes, paranormal adventures with your host Sean
And Krystal.
hi.
Hi.
How was your day?
Good, probably compared to yours.
Yeah, mine was long.
You had those 2 calls this afternoon right after you got off from work, so
Right.
we're doing this a little bit later than I'd like this evening, but we're going to try to give y'all the best show that we can. And I would like to personally apologize to our fans that have been following us, and we appreciate each and every one of you. We love you guys so much more than you could ever know, and like I said, we appreciate you following us and listening. We've just had a lot going on lately, but we do plan on trying to get this a regular thing with our podcast again and making the time to do it. But
between this month has been extra busy.
Yeah.
Between Labor Day and our anniversary.
Yeah, our anniversary.
We celebrated 10 years.
Yeah.
That's scary.
And Sean works, plus is on the volunteer fire department as a lieutenant, so he's pretty busy some days. Like today, first it was a wreck, then there was a fire call, and he had a very chaotic evening.
Yeah.
And I wasn't in the best mood because I was missing having you here, and I knew we needed to do the show too. So
yeah, it's been crazy.
Yeah, it was kind of a crazy evening, but like I said, we love you guys. Y'all are the best. Thanks for following the paranormal adventures, and we plan on talking about some cryptid stuff tonight, some Bigfoot and that.
Yeah, you learned some, or you studied a little bit on something about Bigfoot too.
Well, I watched a documentary. Okay, let me hold the phone. Let me go back. I was one of these. I never really believed, and I do believe in aliens. I do believe they exist and are out there. Y'all know me. I'm big. The planet, y'all, if y'all listen to some of our other episodes, you know I'm definitely a follower of aliens and believe, but I was one of these that I never made a connection or correlation between Bigfoot and aliens. But a good friend of ours, Buddy, they do theirs, the Supernatural Roundtable. Well, Craig had mentioned a few times that growing up, they had some alien UFO sightings, and then he saw some Bigfoot out in the woods. Well, I was watching a documentary the other day, and it's I can't actually remember the episode, y'all, so you'll have to forgive me. But it's on the show Monsters and Mysteries in America. So you should be able to watch some of those and find it. But it basically happened around early 1980s, and
I had a brain freeze.
Well, don't do that.
Sorry.
So anyway, it was in the early 1980s, and it had he's an older gentleman now, but it was interviewing him and talking to him. Basically, it was him and a buddy and their girlfriends went out to swim for the day out at this big lake, and it's surrounded by a lot of forest and things like that.
Is that the one where they got stuck and he went?
Yes. Okay, so they were getting ready to leave, and the back tire of his, back then it was like the muscle cars and stuff, it got stuck, and his friends got out, and they tried to help push him out, but he couldn't get out. So he basically had to walk to town. I guess it was a ways because it took him a while to get back. Like, he's out of the story for a while. And so while he's gone, his buddy's still there and the 2 girls. Well, they see a light in the sky, and they think it's a falling star at first, like a meteor or something. Well, it gets closer and closer and it's hovering, and they realize what they're seeing is a UFO. And they describe the shape, the lights, I mean everything to a T. Well, after it disappears, because it hovers for a while, then it disappears. So a park ranger comes and he talks to the one guy. He gets out of the vehicle and leaves the 2 girls and talks to the park ranger. Well, the park ranger's like, can you follow me, because we've had some other sightings of this UFO. Would you come out down here and make a statement or whatever? And he's like, okay. And he told the girls, I'll be back. lock the doors, whatever.
So both guys
Yeah, both the guys basically left these two girls. I would have been mad if that had been my boyfriend, but anyway, so they left the two girls. Well, the girls are just sitting there and everything's quiet for a while. Well, they start hearing like these horrible noises, and for those of you that may have encountered Bigfoot or the noises that they make, is very creepy, very scary. I've actually heard some audio of supposed Bigfoot.
Now, the one I've heard, it spooked the crap out of me.
Yeah, I mean, they can. It's pretty creepy. Well, it basically approached the vehicle. They saw it, and it was scraping like its claws against the side of the car. They thought it was gonna get in, but it got scared away. The park ranger and the other guy were coming back. And then the police, everybody ended up showing up. They shined the flashlights and stuff on the car, and the girls had been truthful. There was something there because there was claw marks all over the side of the vehicle.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, and they were terrified. Obviously, I would have been terrified too. And they're trying to explain to the park ranger and the one girl's boyfriend what happened. Well, then the other guy finally gets there with the tow truck guy.
About time he showed
So,
up.
yeah, he finally comes back into the story, and he's like, what's going on? They had to fill him in on everything that had happened, because at this point, it's really late by the time he gets back. And he's like, oh my goodness, there's like police officers and lights and everything, and he didn't know what was going on. So, but to this day, he has become a firm believer in not only Bigfoot, but also UFOs. And that whole group is basically like, they're trying to make a, a connection between the Bigfoot sighting and the UFO. Which I can kind of see that, because right before it showed up, this spacecraft was there and it was hovering and then just left. So the guy that was being interviewed was like, I have a theory that maybe that there's like an alien race that are bringing these Bigfoot to Earth, and they're letting them loose in different areas. Because, there's got to be more than one. There's so many multiple sightings all over the world. So, I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I was one that I never wanted to make that connection between the two. But after seeing that episode, I'm kind of like a little more convinced now.
Now, hear me out. You see the like the trackways, like you'll see tracks in the snow. Then all of a sudden the tracks stop. Where did they go?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or you'll follow. You can follow a set of tracks and they just disappear.
Yeah.
Do the spacecraft come down and get them?
I don't know. I mean, that's a good question.
So, Admiral Byrd flew into the hollow earth and saw the spacecraft and the giants and stuff. And the spacecraft are coming from the hollow earth, dropping the Bigfoot off to do their thing.
I don't know.
They come from the hollow earth.
I don't know about that. I'm not saying I don't believe in hollow earth. There may be something to that, but I do believe in other planets and other life forms out there. I think we'd be very arrogant to believe that we're the only humanoid beings that God created in His image. I believe in the Palladians and all them, and that.
Have you ever thought about that we're kind of like the petri dish? Like we're in a petri dish?
Oh no, there's something that popped up, babe.
Oh, hang on. Sorry. Sorry, people. Stay in. So, we're, petri dishes are the little things that the scientists have. They grow the mold and stuff.
Yeah.
We're like the mold in the petri dish.
Okay.
And God is looking at us. He's like, well, this petri dish, we're going to have these people. And there we are. Boom.
Yeah.
Then this other planet, it's another petri dish. And he goes, we're going to have these people here.
I don't know.
And we're all experiments that God is doing. It's like, let's see what happens here and what happens here and what happens here.
It could be. I just know God loves us so. And I figure He loves them too. Now, whether they're all as good or nice as we are, I don't know. I believe some races are very pure and very good and they follow God's law too, like Christians do, or, I think they're very spiritual. The Palladians, I've always thought, are like closest to being like angelic almost because of the way they're described as looking and things I've seen about them. They're very spiritual and very God loving and they love people. But I know there's the bad ones too that came down and they were doing their own thing because here's the deal. All creatures that God made have free will, so they can be either bad or good. It's kind of a choice. Some go their own way and they disobey.
Let me ask you this. Where is the Garden of Eden? Because it's got the angels and the swords and stuff protecting it.
I don't know.
And I've always wondered, where is it?
Well, there's been scientists that have tried to find it or the remnants of where it may have been, but I think after all that happened, God just kind of made it invisible and kind of put protection around it.
I completely did not think about the flood going.
Yeah.
And then it's gone.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm not worried about it now. Figured it out. Flooded.
Okay, well,
it was flooded.
Anyway, and it could be in another complete dimension after the sin and the fall happened. We don't know that,
Maybe.
but I do believe in the global flood, and even Christian scientists that I've watched different programs, and I'm a big fan of the Ark in the Darkness documentary.
Yeah, you've watched it like 20 times.
I have. I love the Ark in the Darkness because it explains so much, and it really makes you believe. Y'all just gotta watch it, the Ark in the Darkness, because it'll go into like the flood and why things are the way they are now compared to the way they used to be. And it is all biblical. You could like follow the Bible and the science behind the Great Flood, and it's all there.
Okay.
These are all like Christian science, like different scientists and like archaeologists and geologists and whatever you name it, and they all are like on board in the same page with it, and it adds up. All the evidence.
I have a question.
It adds up.
I have a question. We're talking about Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Right? What do you think about Dogman?
Dogman?
Dogman.
I mean, hey, if there's a Bigfoot, there could be a Dogman. We've watched.
What if the Dogman and Bigfoot got into a fight? Who would win?
I don't know. I mean, I've watched some of the stuff about Dogman too on that Monsters and Mysteries
I think
show.
they're cool. They look like walking dog people.
And some people, like in the Appalachians, call them the wild dog man and stuff, like around Kentucky. Kentucky and the Appalachians and all. Well, Louisiana, they have a version.
Rougarou.
Will you let me finish? So, the Louisiana has their legend too over basically a dog man, but it's more like a werewolf type deal.
Werewolf.
It's the Rougarou, and it was a legend that was brought over from France and Haiti and all that when the French settled Louisiana.
So the Rougarou's kind of cool though.
Yeah.
But it's kind of it goes along with some of the Catholic beliefs.
Yeah, and about Lent and not skipping out on that.
If you miss Lent like 7 times, you turn into a Rougarou.
And also, they have a silly kind of thing too about the Rougarou. It's funny. But apparently the Rougarou he can only count to like 12.
If you put
So they
13.
tell you to put 13 objects outside your window or on your porch, and he'll count to 12, and then he'll start all over again and get frustrated because he can only count to 12, and that 13th object throws him off. So yeah.
Yeah. And
that's kind of fun.
and if you if you turn into a rougarou, you know, you're like a rougarou, then you're the person, whatever. If you talk about being a rougarou, then you're stuck being a rougarou. So it's kind of like Fight Club.
Yeah.
You don't talk about Fight Club. You don't talk about rougarou. Or you'll be one forever.
Well, you know, I was watching. You'd gone to sleep last night, but I was watching on that Monsters and Mysteries in America, and so someone actually caught it. It was going around. It was a southwest town. I can't remember. I'm sorry, the name of the town, but they had actually shot it because it was killing chickens and livestock, and people were wondering if it was a chupacabra, like the legend from South America. Well, someone actually, shot this thing. Um, it no, it, no, I take that back. He didn't shoot it. What happened was something had been getting in and eating his chickens and going after his livestock and killing them. So what he did was he put poison around all around the perimeter.
So he poisoned it?
Yeah. I mean,
that turd.
Listen to me, let me finish, because I get excited about things like this.
Keep going.
So, I mean, it wasn't where his animals could get into it, but it was like around the perimeter of where this thing was getting in. Well, he found it curled up dead in his barn, and he immediately took pictures of it and got somebody out, like the game and fish people, whatever, came out and got it. It is now in the museum in that town. It was taken to a taxidermist and put on display after it was taxidermied. You can actually go see this thing. And DNA was sent off to a scientific lab, and it came back. This is what's crazy. It came back that it was a mix of a coyote and a wolf.
That's
like
cool.
It was a hybrid, like it was a wolf coyote hybrid, and it was like hairless. It like had this kind of like black skin instead of fur. No. And it kind of had characteristics of a coyote, but it had characteristics of a wolf, the face and all that. But it was like how you see these hairless cats. It was like hairless, natural.
That's weird.
Yeah. But like I was saying, they did all this DNA testing, and I mean, they can't really confirm or call it a chupacabra, but it was like a coyote wolf hybrid. And I don't know, after that one ended up dying because that man put the poison out, they hadn't had any more coming around. But yeah, that legend actually, it started down in South America, and they called it the chupacabra. But which I think it does mean goat sucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was actually like getting the blood out of the animals, and that's what they thought was so strange, because the people around that community, the livestock that they were losing due to this creature, it was like the blood had been drained of the animals. You could see like the bite mark, and then the blood was all drained, but they left like the meat.
Huh.
It left the meat. It was
so
very
it looked kind of like that.
Yeah, it looked kind of like that, but hairless. I don't know. All I know is what the program showed, and you can actually go to this little small town museum. It's out in the Southwest somewhere. Again, that was on Monsters and Mysteries in America, and that's on Tubi. Is that the museum picture?
No, that's the.
There's the one that's in the museum. Maybe you can tell them we're in Texas. In Texas, guys. That's him. He had it taxidermied. I may have to do that picture and put it on our Facebook page for y'all, so y'all can check it out and see it. It's creepy looking, and you can tell it's a weird mix of like a wild dog, but it's like you can see the characteristics of the coyote and the wolf.
I sent that to you.
Okay, I'm gonna put that on our page this evening if I remember to. So, but yeah, it was really interesting though, and that they actually had that creature and did cool. And that they did the DNA on it and stuff. But yeah, I'll have to put that on there, and then it should show the name of the town too, or if I can get that and put that information. So if you guys are out that way or in Texas, maybe you can stop by their little fossil museum and check out the hybrid, the taxidermied hybrid. But yeah. So, any more of them that you wanted to talk to, or some of your favorite cryptids, or one that you really always thought was interesting?
We talked about Bigfoot.
That's your favorite,
it
Bigfoot?
Is.
I've always thought the New Jersey Devil was kind of interesting.
That thing's creepy.
Yeah, and just the legend behind it's really creepy. So, but there's been a lot of people that have sighted it too out in the Pine Barrens. So I sure wouldn't want to be out there on a dark, creepy night out by myself. There's people that go out to the Pine Barrens, but then there's a lot that don't even want to go out there because of the New Jersey Devil legend, and then there's some other stuff going on too, I believe, that I've seen with that.
So here's my thought, and I'm gonna leave this up to you if you like this idea or not. So we need to, and we're talking this with our group here, our peeps.
Yeah.
Since we need to get back into doing our episodes on a regular basis, what do you think about Sunday nights?
We try to do that, but it doesn't always work because it's Sunday night.
Okay.
Let's just say we'll try our best to do that night. Sometimes I kind of like it on a Friday evening, but it depends on whether we have Gabe that weekend or not.
Yeah.
So, and we're going to have him this weekend because he's doing 2 with us. So.
And I'm going to, next episode, I will be doing Podbean Live because I forgot to do that this time.
Oh, I thought we were doing Podbean Live, but okay.
Yeah, I got the recorder up to put it on the Podbean. I got the camera going for the YouTube.
I don't know that we necessarily had just a whole lot tonight, but there was some stuff I wanted to share that I have been watching on that show because it's very interesting, and there's some things that I'm like, I didn't know that, or I didn't make a connection between the alien and Bigfoot thing. I'm still on the fence about that.
I want to say that they're flesh and blood, and they very well could. I'm not saying that they're not flesh and blood, but they could be some sort of
hybrid experiment.
Could be something.
I mean, I have heard some people in the Bigfoot community call them some sort of hybrid experiment.
Something, they could have something to do with the alien races, because there's been instances, like I was saying earlier, where you see a trackway and all of a sudden it stops.
Yeah.
Where do they go? What happened to them?
Yeah. Well, and even Craig was saying that he saw like a lot of the UFO activity, and then he saw a lot of Bigfoot around.
He was talking about one time that they went to what's the lots?
The Garden Lights.
The Garden Lights.
Here in Arkansas. Yeah.
They went out and saw the Garden Lights, and immediately after they were getting Bigfoot activity.
Wow. So see, I mean, you never can tell.
Anyway.
Although I heard the Garden Lights is mostly like it's like a ghostly encounter. It's more of a paranormal ghostly thing.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
I kind of like our little talks like this.
Yeah, I do
that
too
way
sometimes.
That way we don't have a specific topic to.
Yeah.
We can just kind of.
Yeah. Well, you never know which direction we might go off on.
We might go that way. We might go that way.
We may start off in cryptids and end in aliens, or begin on aliens and end in ghosts or demons, or you never know what we might be talking about. So
those demonic ghosts. demonic alien ghost.
Oh, there was something I
Oh,
was
no.
thinking about. Let me think for just a minute because this had to do with something that kind of made sense. No, I don't want to go there. That's just something I'll share with you. I just thought about what I saw that on and what I was kind of thinking. But anyway, that'll be a topic for another time, maybe.
Okay, so we wrapping this up a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. And I've got Legend tonight, our Bigfoot guy. Say hey, Legend.
I got a duck.
Legend's better because he's our Bigfoot mascot. So.
But we also have.
Oh yeah, the Yeti.
The Yeet.
Yeah.
It's Yeet the Yeti.
Yeet the Yeti and Legend the Sasquatch. So.
Yeet has to sit on a shelf. He said, "I'm tired of being held."
But anyway, I hope you guys have a really good night and a good rest of the week. We're over the hump now, so we're almost to the weekend. And I'm off tomorrow, so I'm very happy. So
then I'm off Friday.
Yeah, so anyway, we'll talk to y'all later.
Y'all have fun and have a good week.
Keep it spooky. We're almost to spooky season.
Don't forget, we got some announcements to make too.
What announcements?
Paranormal Roundtable.
Oh, okay.
is doing the second part of their Dogman episode.
Okay.
Then you've got the Pink Lady Speaks Her Mind.
I'm doing the Pink Lady Speaks Her Mind tomorrow because I had a doctor's appointment Monday, and I know you ladies, if some of y'all are following both, I will be on there tomorrow, and I will get that posted for y'all since I couldn't Monday.
Then I've got Me, Myself, and Flint, which I plan on doing. I'll probably do that Friday.
Yeah, Friday evening after we're upstairs or something and it's quiet.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, fun.
Yeah, so, and maybe come October, once
we'll start getting spooky.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe we would cover some of like the traditional Halloween type monsters and legends because we hadn't got to do that.
And talk about the history behind Halloween.
Yes.
Okay.
And a long time ago we did one over Salem and the witches. We might do that again and kind of try to improve upon that and do a little bit better. So.
Sounds good. Well, that's all I have.
Sounds good.
Well, have a
love
good
you
night.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.